to another episode of Bravo Charlie's. Today we're going to do a simple episode on a very common side dish, the asparagus. It's summertime. All vegetables seem to taste a little better. They are a little fresher. Everything seems to point to nice, simple vegetable sides with your main course. So I can teach all kind of videos on how to make the main course, but how about some nice videos on just some common sides? As a kid, I never cared for asparagus, but as an adult, I do like it, especially the pencil asparagus. Now, you might be wondering why I have it in this cup, and that's because I bought it a few days ago. So, if you are grocery shopping and you're going to make asparagus a couple days from now, but you pick it up in the grocery store a few days early, what you do is you come home from the grocery store and you snip off about an inch of the bottom and then put it in a cup of water and then store it in your refrigerator like that. It will stay fresh for 3 or 4 days, no problem. You don't have to cover it. Cut the bottoms off by about an inch, put it in a cup of water, stick it in the refrigerator, and it'll stay fresh for a few days. 3, 4, I don't know about 5 days, 3, 4 days, should be no problem. So what we're gonna do today is very simple. I am not someone that goes crazy with my vegetable sides. I like vegetables, I'm a purist. I like vegetables the way they are. A little bit of salt, maybe a little bit of olive oil, or a little bit of butter on them. I don't go crazy with cheeses. I don't go crazy with spices and seasonings. I keep vegetables simple, the way they're meant to be. I like the taste of the vegetable. So I'm going to show you today a very simple, easy asparagus side by using a steamer. Now, if you don't have a steamer at home, I suggest picking one up. They are very handy. If you're going to start making vegetables, you can even put rice in here, and if you want to steam your rice, you can do it in a electric steamer as well. But I suggest you pick one of these up. They're not very expensive. You can get, this one is a Black & Decker food steamer. They don't make it anymore. However, I was just looking on Amazon and they have a nice one by Oster, O-S-T-E-R, food steamer, and I'll put a link in the description below to that steamer. It's $39.99, probably free shipping through Amazon. So pick up a food steamer and cook your vegetables without boiling them. When you boil them, you kill the flavor. Steam them where they're still a little crispy, al dente. You don't want to, especially with something like asparagus, because if you cook it too long, it gets mushy and it gets stringy. If you cook it probably for only 10 minutes in a steamer, 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how thick they are. So I'm going to start by cooking them for 8 minutes in the steamer, because these are, you can see these are pretty thin. They're thinner than a yellow No. 2 pencil. So I'm going to cook them for about 8 minutes in here and then test and see if they're still a little crispy. You do not want to overcook any vegetable, but especially asparagus. And I'm going to show you now how to cut them, because the bottom is not really edible. So we're going to go to the cutting board here and get these prepped to go in the steamer. Okay, so here we are at the cutting board, and to cut these up properly for a steamer, or for just eating them in general, what you need to do is you need to find the breaking point. So find one that's a little bit thicker. That one, that's not going to work. That doesn't even have the top on it. Find one that's a little thicker, and see where that just snapped? It'll snap by itself. Let me do another one. It'll snap by itself where this is the part that will be real this is the part that'll be real coarse. It'll be stringy, not as good to eat. So once you know the length, you got 2 of them that way, you can simply cut down through the rest of them and cut that same portion off, because you know approximately where the bad part is. So we cut about 2 inches off the base, and now we have the most edible part of the asparagus sprout. So here we are at the steamer. You can see the steam is built up inside, and I set the timer actually for 10 minutes because if you want something cooked for 8 minutes, you need to set it up an extra minute or two just to let the steam build up inside so it actually starts cooking your vegetable. So here we are with our perfectly steamed asparagus. You can see they still retain their nice green color. They're not overcooked at all. Perfectly al dente. Put them in this bowl. And all we're going to do is add just less than a tablespoon of olive oil. Just a little coating. We are going to add maybe a tablespoon of butter. Get the butter melted in there. And then we are going to add not a lot of salt, but just enough to enhance the flavor of it. Actually, salt to taste, however you want. If you want to add a little pepper to this, feel free to go ahead and add a little pepper as well. But I like to keep it simple with my vegetables, and especially with asparagus. I find that no pepper and just a little bit of salt is really all it needs. So just keep tossing it. And you want to be a little gentle with asparagus because you can break them, and looks a lot better if you don't. So let's try one. Still has a little crunch to it. Wow. Just a hint of salt, the olive oil and butter. That's keeping it simple. Keep your ingredients simple, keep the vegetables simple, and enjoy the natural benefits of eating good food. So thanks for joining us at Bravo Charlie's this week. If you like the content, please hit the like button, thumbs up button below. That helps me out a lot. Hit the subscribe button to see future videos. And once again, thanks for joining us at Bravo Charlie's. See you next week.